health care issue that's a key point in the stalemate.
78% of adults surveyed by KFF say Congress should extend the tax credits for people who buy their own health insurance through the Affordable Care Act marketplace. 59% of Republicans support an extension, as do 57% of Republicans who say they align with the MAGA movement. Those tax credits are set to expire at the end of the year. If they do, the cost of ACA premiums could more than double.
Today, the Trump administration withheld more than $2 billion in infrastructure money for Chicago, part of its move to target projects for Democratic-led areas. Now to Broadview, Illinois, outside Chicago, and protests at an ICE facility. WBBM radio reporter Nancy Hardy.
We've been reminded protesters on a much smaller scale have been out here for years, but now have ramped up in the wake of an immigration crackdown in the Chicago area. New this week is that it's state police guarding the street. Dozens of state troopers in riot helmets and holding wooden batons, not federal agents, are lining the street to protect ICE vehicles coming in and out.
In a social media post, Defense Secretary Hegseth says U.S. forces carried out a strike on an alleged drug smuggling boat off the coast of Venezuela, killing 4 men. Checking Wall Street's. Right now, the Dow Jones Industrial Average up about 500 points. This is CBS News.
Progressive Insurance, with insurance for cars, home, boat, motorcycles, RVs, and commercial vehicles at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com.
An arrest made in a pair of arsons in Snohomish County. More in a moment. First, let's check your KIRO Newsradio traffic update. And right now, I-5 northbound just south of North 85th. Disabled vehicle blocks the left lane. I-5 southbound at Northeast 175th. A collision blocking the left lane there. Travel times right now, Everett to Seattle, 35 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, 27, and it's 20 from Renton to Bellevue. Lake Washington floating bridges looking pretty good. This traffic report brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino. Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. The best place to watch all your favorite sports, featuring wall-to-wall viewing screen, kiosks, and more. Be there at emeraldqueen.com.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Tom Hutler. In Snohomish County, a man was arrested for intentionally setting fires at adult video stores. KIRO 7 TV's Ellie Thomas with the details.
Police say he did 2 before they caught up to him. The Everett Herald says the first fire happened at Adult Airport Video. Deputies were told people in the store heard footsteps and then some sort of liquid pouring, and then the flames started. We spoke to Everett police, who confirmed a second fire was started just 2 hours later at the Love Zone. Deputies picked him up at a nearby parking lot and connected him to both of those crimes.
Seattle police arresting 3 suspects early yesterday morning after a violent robbery in the Chinatown International District. A 39-year-old man told officers he was assaulted and robbed by 2 men and a woman who had offered him a ride from Spokane. The suspects allegedly struck him with a handgun, stole cash and personal items, and then threatened to shoot him. He escaped near 7th Avenue South. Police quickly located the suspects and booked them into King County Jail for investigation of robbery and kidnapping. After more than 4 decades, Kevin Coe, the man commonly known as Spokane's South Hill rapist, has been released from custody and is headed to Federal Way. KIRO 7 TV's Madeline O'Tilley.
His new neighbors in Federal Way react to his arrival.
I am concerned because there's kids here, especially my kids. They walk through the bus stop.
Coe, now 78 years old, was convicted of 1 rape, but investigators believe he may be linked to more than 40 others in the late 1970s and early 80s. After 4 decades behind bars and in civil commitment, state experts say he no longer meets the criteria for that commitment as a sexually violent predator.
KIRO 7 TV's Madeline O'Tilley reporting on that story. Checking the forecast now. It's brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. It's going to be pretty decent this weekend. Not great. We'll have some sprinkles and some sun breaks. Highs today of about 66, 64 tomorrow with an isolated shower or 2, and then mostly sunny for Sunday and 66 degrees. Right now, it's 54 with mostly cloudy skies downtown. I'm Tom Hutler, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Fresh Fridays here on the Gee and Ursula Show, October 3rd. If you're new to the show, thank you for being here. We appreciate that. And if you always are coming to the show every day, we appreciate you as well. Nick is here. Nick, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
And Chef is here, of course, the best producer in the world. Chef, good morning, sir.
What a title. Thank you.
At least in this room.
No hyperbole.
Hey, we got a lot going on, including at 10:30, we will be, one of the games that we do and talk about is Hell to the No, where you get an opportunity to see IQ cannot believe that is news. So that'll be happening. But right now, let's get right to it.
What's new at 10?
Now, it is day 3 of the government shutdown. But before I get into all of this that Chef has prepared and set up for me, I want to give you guys a little something of a text message that came in. 253 says this morning, when we were briefly talked about the government shutdown, KIRO needs to stop fear-mongering about the showdown. Everyone will get paid. The paychecks will just not be issued until the shutdown is over. But nobody is working for free. Like the media keeps trying to make it sound like. You should be saying their checks will be delayed temporarily until the shutdown is over. To say that they are working without pay is just not truthful. Keep it a buck, they say. And I want to give a response, and then we will break all of that down, okay? And we will explain to you the definition of furlough. We will explain to you the definition of retroactive. We will explain to you that after a certain amount of days, you no longer can get retroactive pay, all of that stuff. But then a text comes in from Amy in Bremerton. She says, "Thank you for your kindness in talking about what military and federal workers are going through first thing this morning. It's definitely not fear-mongering. With the current administration trying to reduce honest, upfront news from all sides and eliminating funding from PBS, NPR news outlets across the nation, we appreciate the news and the shows like these on KIRO. Military families, especially those that are one income and live off base, not in military housing, are put in real jeopardy during government shutdowns and with continuing federal department reductions and closures. No pay means no ability to pay mortgages, rent, utilities, and car loans, or food and gas. These companies will put you out real quick because it's not their problem. The government shutdown and your pay was just suddenly stopped. The U.S. government should be dependable income source, especially when you are expected to put your life or your loved one's life in jeopardy. Seriously, why is a paycheck from Chick-fil-A more dependable than a U.S. military paycheck? Military members and families are by no means wealthy. The struggle is definitely real in this economy. Our family had to visit a local food bank for the first time this month. I appreciate the food bank staff for being so kind and not making it an embarrassing situation. No, Senate and Congress members, especially if their pay and benefits and other government perks were stopped when the government shuts down, there definitely would not be a government shutdown. This is from Amy, who is a military spouse in Bremerton. I wanted to do that because sometimes when we are talking about these things, we don't put it on an actual person. You just see the politics, like Republican, Democrat, whatever about that. Chef didn't even ask Amy's if she's Republican or she's Democrat, because I promise you, I think that most people, when we talk about how unfortunate it is when the government shuts down and the impact that it has on the working class, I don't care. I don't care who you voted for. I don't care if you are a Trump supporter. I don't care if you are this supporter. All I care about is I believe, especially our men, women, and folks of the armed forces. Mm-hmm. We should never have to worry about them getting paid. So if that's the case, then why do we say the term support our troops? Is that just some fake stuff right there? When did this happen? This ain't I'm not getting into the politics. I'm getting into the real stuff that's happening. So there is no fear-mongering, Brother Chef.
No, I mean, 2/3 of people in this country live paycheck to paycheck. When the paycheck stops, the bills don't stop. And it is utterly absurd that in the richest nation on earth, where our leaders are raking in tons of dough and continue to get paid, folks who show up to work every day, the folks at TSA at the airport that are dealing with all those lines and everything.
Yep.
Like, I don't have a lot of sympathy for TSA workers necessarily, but today I do.
Yeah.
You tell them you're going to do that and you don't know if you're going to get a paycheck?
Exactly. So my daughter, as you all know, she works for the federal government. She will be receiving her last check, right? Government shutdown. Now, that check is going to be her last check. And as she continues to work, she won't get the check, but she will get credit for that work that she does up until, watch this, up until 30 days. So hopefully, right? Hopefully, dad does not want his daughter in a situation where she has to work past 30 days. If it goes past 30 days, she will then be furloughed. When she's furloughed, what is that? Furlough is a temporary unpaid leave from work that an employer requires often to cut costs during tough times. Unlike being laid off, you still keep your job and usually your benefits, but you don't get paid while not working. So if this government, like I said, this is my daughter, so this is somebody that I know firsthand in this situation, and probably somebody can connect and listen to this as well. If it goes past 30 days, she will be furloughed and there is no pay. Not retroactive. That's it. I want to take this to another situation. Who else is getting hurt by the shutdown? A lot of folks. How about babies? In just 2 weeks, Washington's WIC program could run out of money. That means more than 200,000 women and children across the state of Washington, nearly 1 in 3 newborns in Washington, could lose access to infant formula, food assistance, and breastfeeding support. Let me say that again. 1 in 3 newborns in Washington could lose access to infant formula, food assistance, and breastfeeding support. That's not fear-mongering. This isn't some hypothetical budget line buried in some spreadsheet. This is simple. It is straight up milk for newborns. This is food for moms in this state that are already scraping by. Now, if you're in a situation where everybody in your family's great, nobody's just scraping by, awesome. But the numbers say in America, 67% of those working are living paycheck to paycheck. The cruelty, that's what I'm going to call it. I don't see any other way. The government is letting down the people. I don't care who's in office. Let me tell y'all something. You think, and by the way, Barack Obama, he did have a government shutdown on his watch. He had 1. Joe Biden had 0. Donald Trump has now had 4. But I don't care who's in office. It doesn't matter who's in office. When you have the people that are hurt by this, by politicians that are able to enjoy themselves and trade stock, both Democrat and Republican, able to trade stock. Oh, time out. Have y'all seen the stock market lately? Have you seen the stock market over the last week? How about the last month? Some, if you're listening, you're like, hey, I don't in there. But if you're in there, you know. You know how well the stock market is doing. It's almost as if the top 1-2% in this country really might not have an understanding of what the working class is going for. And that's why I said in the beginning of the show, if Congress and the president were not being able to get checks during a government shutdown, there would be no government shutdown. Oh, and by the way, who else is getting hurt? Blue states. Washington is a blue state. One day, on day one of the shutdown, the Trump administration pulled the plug on nearly $8 billion in clean energy and infrastructure projects that were approved and funded, and they made sure that every single one of those projects was in states that voted against him. California, Colorado, New York, Oregon, Washington. All blue states targeted. That means money for green jobs, money for bridges and for roads, money for climate upgrades, yanked. Not because the projects failed, but because the people in those states didn't vote for Donald Trump. One of the main reasons why this has never happened in the past, that no other president would do something like this, because of the fear that, hey, you know what? Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. So if the next party gets in, that they would do the same thing. But I think we can all agree this doesn't help any of us. Let me say that again. This doesn't help us, the working class, at all. We are watching the government fail us. You want an example of failure? Remember Remember everyone was talking about Doge? Remember Doge, right? Elon Musk. A lot of his cronies, they said that Doge would cut $2 trillion from federal spending. Hold up. Is that an opinion or is that a fact? Elon Musk, they said Doge would cut $2 trillion from federal spending. Doge claims they saved $205 billion. But multiple audits and analysts have flagged miscounting, overcounting, double counting, counting savings where no real cash was reclaimed. In some cases, contracts canceled were already paid or obligated, so the savings wasn't really there. As a matter of fact, it has been said that Doge accomplished less than 5% of what they said they would do. Time out. If you at your job, or if your kids, or if your parents, anybody made this declaration, we're going to do all these things, this is what's going to happen, we're going to have this happen, and then they only accomplish less than 5%, is that a failure? Not only is it a failure, but then afterwards, before the government shutdown, you would see that a lot of government agencies are trying to hire back some of the people that got cut. So estimates suggest that Doge's cuts might end up costing, you ready for this? Us, you, me, everybody, taxpayers, because of disruptions, inefficiencies, and lawsuits. Speaking of that, I was about to be finished, and then Chef reminded me of something this morning. He said, Gee, you're talking about all this stuff. You're talking about Doge. You're talking about the 1%. You're talking about billionaires and everything. Did you know, since he shared it with me today, did y'all know about Elon Musk? Did you know he just became the first person in the history of the world to cross the $500 billion net worth mark?
I'm sorry, did you say 500 billion?
Bruh.
Is that I'm not so good. Half a trillion?
$500 billion. I mean, did you all ever think that you would ever hear someone be worth that much? Think about that. 500 billion. Just think about $1 billion. $1 billion, and right now, Elon Musk is worth $500 billion, and we have Washington families. We have families in the United States literally counting pennies at the grocery store. Right now, we have one man that is worth more than the GDP of South Africa, Finland, New Zealand combined. I know sometimes people tell me, well, gee, you're just jealous that these folks work harder than you. Okay, text in 888-973-5476. You know your boy. You know I tell y'all when y'all teach me something. Teach me. Teach me what you have to do, how hard you got to work. You got to lift a little weights. You got to be able to run a mile in under 4 minutes. What do you do to work that hard to be worth $500 billion?
I got to jump in on the stock market thing that you pointed to and how much regular people are losing out right now because we are told the stocks are doing great, so the economy is great. First of all, 40% of Americans don't own stocks, okay? The median value of stocks owned by households in the U.S. that have stock, $40,000. Mm-hmm. So if there's a good stock run, hey, it's up, 10, 12% this year, great, I got $4,000 more in my account. That doesn't change my life in any way because I'm not accessing that money. When it goes down, it certainly hurts. But get this, the top 1% in the U.S. holds half of the stock market, worth $23 trillion. The bottom 50% of U.S. adults only hold 1% of stocks, $490 billion. That's less than Elon Musk is worth. I'm going to say that again. The bottom 50% of U.S. adults own less in stock market value than Elon Musk.
Come on.
I can't retire because the stock market goes on a good run. But Elon Musk can get a couple $100 billion. Good Lord.
I got one thing to say. Because folks was upset that I said I don't want to hear from Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer anymore.
Amen.
Let me repeat what I said. I don't want to hear from Hakeem Jeffries or Chuck Schumer ever again. I'm tired of them. I'm tired of Hakeem Jeffries standing up and saying speeches that rhyme, and he does nothing. If Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer were the head football coaches of an NFL team, what would be their record in the NFL? They would be 2-15. I'm tired of losers. It's a losing thing. What happens when a coach is not winning with a football team? Don't nobody care what's going on in their life. Don't nobody care if things are unfair. Get that coach up out of there. I don't want to hear from Chuck Schumer no more. I don't want to hear from Hakeem Jeffries no more. I'm done. This is why this whole thing, Democrat, I don't care about none of that. All I care about is that we got working class people. We got people that are struggling. We have people right now that are fearful that they will not get a check. Oh, by the way, I don't know what that's like. Because if I, next Friday, was having to worry about a check, I would be freaking out. Again, I don't care about your politics. I care about you and your money. And when your money funny, that ain't no good. More to Gee Ursula Show next.
This hour is brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington.
Touchdown Seahawks!
Celebrating 50 years of Seahawks football.
Number 54, Bobby Wagner, linebacker, one of the finest of his generation. He set just about every tackling record that can be set. He was the heart and soul of one of the best defenses to ever play in the National Football League.
The Seahawks go for a fourth straight win, hosting Tampa Bay Sunday before the 12s. Kickoff at 1:05, pregame at 10 a.m.
Right here on KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here. Taking the First Mark Insurance Challenge could save your family a lot of money. It saved us thousands. First Mark works for you. Searching the carriers for lower rates and better coverage. If that sounds smart, go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
The markets and the economy will change, but you should always know what you can rely on from your financial advisor. I'm John Ramsire with Baird Private Wealth Management in Seattle. With deep planning and investment expertise, Baird's financial advisors have guided individuals and families through changing markets for more than 100 years. And in all that time, our guiding principle has never changed. Our clients come first, always. Discover the Baird difference at rwbaird.com/Seattle.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/radio for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/radio for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
Contractors and heavy equipment operators, get ready for a big one. The James D. Murphy Company brings you the huge Marysville Heavy Equipment, Contractors Equipment, Trucks, and Vehicles online auction. And bidding is underway now. On the auction block, 10 excavators, including a 2021 Komatsu PC88MR and a 2018 Komatsu PC238, a 2017 Komatsu WA320-8 wheel loader, a 2003 John Deere 770 OCH motor grader, plus 4 backhoes, 3 reach lifts, and 4 boom lifts. There's 5 dump trucks, including a 2015 Peterbilt 367 Super Solo and 2 Western Star quad-axle roll-off trucks, and much more. Preview all equipment Tuesday, October 7th and Wednesday, October the 8th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our Marysville yard, 3803 136th Street Northeast in Marysville. Get all details now at murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com.
This Thursday through Sunday, catch 8-time Grammy-nominated saxophonist Gerald Albright with special guest Leon Timbo, live at Dimitro's Jazz Alley. 4 nights of funk honoring the legacy of James Brown. Tickets at jazzalley.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9257. 800-505-9257. 800-505-9257.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it hard to fight flu, pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Tom Hutler, and President Trump has set a deadline for Sunday evening for Hamas to agree to a deal in Gaza, threatening on Truth Social all hell if a deal is not reached. CBS News' Willie James Inman has more from the White House.
But the president now with both this message and threat to Hamas as we wait and see in terms of how they respond to this peace plan. Remember, this president, he met with Arab nation leaders, of course, who have a stake in this peace proposal, this peace process. And, of course, we saw the president sit down with Prime Minister Netanyahu here at the White House earlier this week to announce this agreement.
We're on day 3 now of the government shutdown. Still no signs of agreement on a spending bill. Washington Congressman Adam Smith says Democrats' demands go beyond extending Obamacare subsidies. Smith telling CNN he wants to ensure President Trump sticks to the budget Congress approves.
And the president has made it very clear, if he decides he doesn't want to follow that, he just won't. So I think there is some reason to believe that maybe Republicans will stand up for Congress. Forget Democrats.
President Trump has called the shutdown an unprecedented opportunity to make sweeping cuts to federal agencies. Pierce County may soon get a new natural gas pipeline near Graham. The county council considering a 15-year deal with Washington Mid-South LLC, and if it's approved, the company could build an 8-mile steel pipeline which would carry methane from the LRI landfill near 304th Street East and State Route 161. The pipeline would connect to the Williams Company's Northwest Pipeline. According to the News Tribune, that vote is set for October 14th. On Wall Street right now, we had a really good day going with the Dow. It's still up 448. The Nasdaq was up, but it's now down 31 points. The S&P 500 is off by 16. And your KIRO News Radio traffic update now. This report is brought to you by Emerald Queen Casino on the I-5 northbound ramp. State Route 509, there's a disabled vehicle partially blocking the ramp. At I-5 northbound just south of Northeast 85th, a disabled vehicle blocks the left lane. Travel times Everett to Seattle 32, 24 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle. Renton to Bellevue 14 minutes. So far, so good on the floating bridges other than a little congestion from I-5 getting onto eastbound 520. Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest, the best place to watch all your favorite sports, featuring wall-to-wall viewing screens, kiosks, and more. Be there at emeraldqueen.com. Your weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Drier as we head into the weekend. We'll still see the chance of a little isolated shower or some mist. Otherwise, some sun breaks and highs in the mid-60s. Today, tomorrow, Sunday looks like the best of the 3 days, which will be perfect for Mariner and Seahawk games, hopefully with the ability to play outside and some sunshine. Right now, 53 and cloudy skies. In downtown Seattle, I'm Tom Hutler, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
No, that's a great song choice, Nick. Oh, yeah, that's really good. Hey, it is the Gee Ursula Show. Happy Fresh Fridays to all of you. We got scenarios that's coming up next. And, Chef, I'm going to want you to read the stories here coming up soon. But before you do, I just want to pull the curtains back a little bit. I sat there, and Chef Antoine, he came in as well. We ran it all down. We ran down everything that's going on with the government shutdown. And as you all know, I pay attention to the text messages, and I'm so grateful that you all text in. Thank you. And we probably had about over 75. And I wanted to see something. And my point is what I wanted to see is I wanted to come back in this segment and bring a text that said, hey, somebody disagreed with a point that I made. They said that was an inaccurate thing that I said. Of the nearly 75 texts that came in, not one of you texted in and said that I was wrong factually. I got a lot of what about? I got a lot of you need to keep that same passion about this. What about this? All I'm asking, if we're going to have this conversation, there's talk from a place of fact. There's two ways to talk about these things, and it seems to be happening in this country. some talk from a place of fact. And then you all know when I give an opinion, when I my gross sweeping statements and all those things, and I'll make opinions. But when we're talking about facts, when we're talking about furloughs and we're talking about retroactive pay and we're talking about people, essential workers, like, it is what it is. I never pointed a finger at anyone. I pointed a finger at our government. And I pointed a finger and asked a question in our government, if Congress were not getting paid during a government shutdown, will we have a government shutdown? And I don't care who's in office. I think the answer to that is no. So I need you to do better. Come better than the whataboutism. All right. It is the game sweeping the land.
All right, let's start off in Seattle, where we're learning more about Gregory Tim. This is the guy who allegedly shot a veteran in a wheelchair on the waterfront after accusing him of stolen valor, obviously incorrectly. He's still being held on $700,000 bail. But Como 4 found out that on the day of the shooting, Tim had been very, very busy. So this is from police body cam footage with Tim speaking.
What a day. Would you believe that I was at City Council this morning pitching a solution to enhance public safety?
Oh, a solution to public safety. This is his idea. This is what he pitched.
Specifically, ceiling-mounted retractable paintball marking turrets. These systems are designed to enhance public safety by autonomously monitoring and mitigating potential threats in real time. Our mission is to prevent mass shootings and other violent incidents in public spaces.
Gee, he said ceiling-mounted paintball turrets.
You know what this reminds me of? Remember being in school, and in school, you would go and you look, and there were lists, right? There were people like in the honors course, the honors list and the dean's list and all those things, and then there were people that were constantly in trouble, always on detention, right? Like, it doesn't matter. They're on detention, mandatory this, academic probation, and all those things. They've missed class. They don't do their homework. You remember those folks in the school, and usually those folks in the school didn't say much. They didn't say much because everybody else was like, really, Billy? Bro, you ain't had over a 2.0 ever in your life, and you want to weigh in on this topic? This is what I believe it is happening in America right now. We got a bunch of people, I'm not saying that grades matter, but we got a bunch of people that get a lot of attention that back in high school they probably didn't. And this guy right here is one of them. He is proposing public safety, but he's out here allegedly shooting people in wheelchairs.
Yes. Yeah. It goes back to that old saying, it's better to have someone think you an idiot than open your mouth and remove all doubt.
Good stuff, Chef.
All right. Second topic here, perhaps connected. I don't know. Gee, what percentage of American adults do you think read below a 6th grade level?
Wait, okay. What percentage of adults read below a 6th grade level? I would say, because, oh boy, you look on the Facebooks, you look at that family member that's in the group text, that they send you articles, and you're like, did you even read the article? You only read the headline? Considering today the way we got so much misinformation, considering today that we can't even have a conversation about government shutdown without somebody telling me, you're fear-mongering, I would say 42% can't read above a 6th grade level.
I've got the over on you. So it's 54% of Americans cannot read at a 6th grade level. This comes from the U.S. Department of Education and data from the Program for International Assessment of Adult Competencies. Now, this does not mean that people who don't read at a 6th grade level cannot read. It just means that, this is a 5th grade level sentence. The Mariners won their game last night, and the crowd cheered loudly at T-Mobile Park. A 9th grade level sentence would be, after clinching a hard-fought victory at T-Mobile Park, the Mariners demonstrated the kind of resilience and late-season momentum that fuels hopes for a deep playoff run. Like that last half of the sentence, they're guessing at. So we are having these conversations about extremely complex topics like the economy, homelessness, crime, all of that stuff. When half of us can't even grasp the nuance of that sentence, I'm blown away.
Can I ask you a question? Nick, I'm going to ask you, and all the texters, I want to ask a real simple question. Text in 888-973-5476. Here's my question. We got all this technology. We got social media. We have AI. Here's my question. Are we collectively as a nation smarter today than we were 10 years ago? Nick?
When it comes to common sense, I think we've kind of dumbed down just because everything's convenient for us now. So we've kind of turned that common sense knowledge off. When it comes to technology and electronics, yeah.
That's a good one on that.
It's the simple things we're looking
common
past.
sense ain't as common as we once thought, Chef.
We've changed from a nation of people who used to embrace critical thinking into a nation that rejects critical thinking and only searches for arguments that back up our own opinions. It's sad.
Oh, just drop your mic, Chef. Just drop your mic. I ain't even responding after that one. You just nailed that one. Scenarios next.
You never know what's in store each morning once you hit the road.
We've got a major traffic alert in effect right now.
Well, you're getting ready every morning. Make us part of your routine.
What morning, huh?
Yeah. Got off to an early start.
Just tell your smart speaker to play KIRO Newsradio or stream us on the app.
Both directions of I-5 are closed.
We'll help you get where you're going faster.
Maybe bail at 512.
KIRO Newsradio. We're on your smart speaker, the app, and 97.3 FM.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now, the company's changed. Or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So, what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300, 206-656-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Cancer impacts so many families, including mine. Former Washington Husky Mario Bailey here. My mother was treated for cancer at UW Medicine. As devastating as cancer is, there is hope because the Cancer Vaccine Institute is developing vaccines to treat and prevent the deadliest cancers. Patients who received vaccines over 20 years ago are still alive today. Please join me and make a donation to the Cancer Vaccine Institute at local Safeway stores. Learn more at uwcvi.org.
Many retirees are enjoying the retirement lifestyle, but not the high cost of living. We're here with our friend Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage, who says a reverse mortgage may provide some stress relief.
If you're struggling with your mortgage payments or other bills, or maybe you just like some extra money, a reverse mortgage allows you to tap your home equity for tax-free cash. You've worked hard to build up that equity in your home. Now let it work for you. And best of all, you'll have no mortgage payments the rest of your life.
But as you always say, a reverse mortgage is not for everyone.
That's right. Avoid the high-pressure sales pitch from those out-of-state call centers. I give you a consultation, not a sales pitch. I'll tell you if a reverse mortgage is right for you, and I always tell you if it's not.
Honest advice you can trust from the reverse mortgage experts. Best Mortgage, the VA loan experts and debt consolidation specialists too. 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business.
It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and auto-pay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This March, Wendy's is fueling the madness with amazing deals on their hamburgers made with fresh, never frozen beef.
Like a juicy Dave's single for $1 and a fresh $2 Dave's double with in-app offer.
It's such a good deal, we wrote a little ditty about it.
Get it for $1. Dave's single, order in the app. Dave's single, get it for $1. Choose wisely, choose Wendy's official hamburger March Madness.
Limited time offer. Participating U.S. Wendy's. See offer details and redeem at Wendy's app. Account registration required. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S. and Alaska.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales event this Saturday, October 4th through October 19th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales event starting this Saturday. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
It's the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Fresh Fridays to all of you. Hey, Chef, I talked to Brandon Meebang, former Seahawks legend. You know, they're honoring the top 50 this weekend over at Lumen Field. Top 50 anniversary team. Brandon Meebang is one of them. He just called me and told me that he's bringing his whole family here to come hang out in the studio. So I
need to get some more chairs, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, he's not Sean Alexander, but they're coming in studio. They're coming in here to hang out. So we'll see you in the 11 o'clock hour. You know what kind of show it might turn out to be, but it'll be fun. All right, scenarios.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
So my husband and I started saving for our son's college when he was a baby. We set aside a small amount from each paycheck, and by the time he turned 18, we had $200,000 to send him to almost any school that he chose. As high school graduation approached, my son chose to get a job repairing small engines. He has done well and says he could make a lot more if he opened up his own shop, but that will cost money. He has asked for his college fund to do that. It's a fair request, and as the college fund was money we set aside to lay the foundation for his future, my husband says a college fund is for college. He says businesses fail and go away, but college degrees do not. Does my son...
Couldn't help myself.
Does my son deserve his college fund to open a business? 888-973-5476. Chef, you up to bat first.
How many times have we had this conversation on the radio that any 18-year-old in America can go to the bank and get a $200,000 business loan to attend university? Here's the credit card. Go and run up your expenses because that business investment is going to pay off. Yet your degree doesn't go away. But your usefulness to society with that degree can. your English majors, your liberal arts, I believe those have value and they can help you. But why would you not give him the money for this? If he shows an aptitude for it, if he shows a love for it, great. If you want to make him take like a business course first or an accounting course, great. That's a good idea. He could probably learn some things. Make him go do that and then give him the money for the shop. But it is absurd to me that we allow 18-year-olds to pull out hundreds of thousands of dollars in loans for something that very rarely pays them back the same amount. Now that I'm thinking of it, man, my parents had a college fund for me and my brother. He went to college. I didn't. Whatever. Well, I'm living with them now. I think it's cool.
Okay. Let's spice this scenarios up. Okay. So you guys heard what Chef had to say. Chef, that's a very good point. Here's my question. Let's spice it up. Let's say you have this person right here living in Washington State. There's $200,000 that they have. Do you, no, this money is only for college. If you don't use this money for college, you can't get it. B, okay, that's fine. You're not using it for college, but we're going to give you this money and we suggest you use it for real estate to buy a house. Or C, okay, we'll give you this money and we'll let you do what you want and put money down for your business. Which would you do if you were really advising this person? School, business, or $200,000 for the house?
It would depend on the business. Like, I would need to do the research on, what's the market like?
Auto repair.
Okay.
Auto repair. In a world where electric cars are stepping up.
Yeah, it would totally depend on the business. But the crazy thing is, look, we don't ask any 18-year-old to justify their life plan when they go to college. We don't look at them and say, like, where's your business plan? Okay, lay it out for me. Shoot, what percent of kids never graduate from college? Mom and dad spend 50, 80 grand, send them there for a couple years. They don't even graduate. Give him the money. Let him do what he wants.
Whoa. Chef, you saying just give this 18-year-old $200,000?
If you want to put some strings on it, sure. Take your accounting class. Show me the market.
Okay, all right.
Pitch me.
Give me your
deck.
Pick between these two. You can only pick two. Between one of the two. Money for the business, money for a house.
I'm actually not that financially savvy to be able to tell you the difference or potential. I'd probably go with the house because it's safety.
Boom. That's where you go. It's there. It's there forever. So no matter if you mess up or not, that $200,000 in real estate is still there. 10, 15 years from now, I can come back and get that money. Nick, what you got?
But if it's between the business and college, that's another thing. Listen, Chef already brought up the fact, we discussed this multiple times, and it's the fact that college ain't for everyone, and sometimes trade or another route is the better route. If he's got a passion for work already that doesn't need a degree, I say let him go for the business, give him the money. What do you think, he's going to get ahead in another field with the passion to follow starting from scratch all over again? Put your ego and personal preferences aside and let the man have the money and do what he wants with it. He's not asking for endless trips to Vegas or anything like that. I think he's trying to build his future, for crying out loud.
Nick, talk to your boy. You mean to tell me, 18 years old, your family set aside $200,000, and you telling me, you look me right in the face, and you tell me you're going to do the right thing at 18 with $200,000?
Maybe not the whole thing, like Chef said, increment payments. The whole lump sum might be a bit much, yeah. But
Chef, go back to 18-year-old Chef. You just get handed $200,000 from your parents. What happens?
I destroy myself instantly.
Same.
Yeah.
200,000?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. It'll be gone so fast. All right. Hey, we got more news to discuss in 11 o'clock hour, including it is playoff baseball. And we have the voice of Tom Hutler, the voice of the Mariners. He's here. He's been doing news all morning. It is time to talk to him about his excitement on Mariner baseball. Plus, we'll see if Brandon Mebane and his family shows up. That'll be fun, too. Happy Fresh Fridays. Gee Ursula.
still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZQL Ultra, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Ultra helps Mike fall asleep fast, stay asleep longer, and get the deeply restorative sleep he needs so he can wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZQL Ultra. Not for colds, just for sleep. Really great sleep. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Hey, it's John Curley with some great news. If your home's heating or cooling is uneven, noisy, or expensive, listen up. The Quilt Ductless Heat Pump System from Home Comfort Alliance is changing the game. It gives you room-by-room control and next-gen efficiency, so you're only heating where you need it. That means real comfort and real savings, and every quilt system qualifies for max tax credits. Trusted for 50 years. Call the comfort people today at homecomfortalliance.com.
Fall rains can expose hidden roof problems, and once water gets in, the damage only gets worse. Is your roof ready for the season? Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. At State Roofing and Exteriors, we repair and replace roofs with a quality you've trusted for decades. And yes, we also provide siding, windows, decks, and gutters to keep your entire home protected. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule a free estimate. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Christopher Cruz. Set him free. The plea from attorneys for Sean Diddy Combs and some of his children. They've told a federal judge Combs should not serve time for his prostitution-related crimes. Here's CBS's Anna Schechter.
His defense team has asked for 14 months, including time served. He has been in jail for 13 months. So if the judge goes with what they say, that would keep him in jail for one more month. But it's really up to the judge to decide if exactly when he walks out. And remember, prosecution has asked for 11 years. So we might see the judge come right down the middle, 5, 6, 7 years, something like that.
American forces have carried out a deadly strike on a fourth boat in the waters off Venezuela. CBS's Stacey Lynn has that.
Pete Hegseth posted about the strike on social media, saying, quote, "Our intelligence without a doubt confirmed that this vessel was trafficking narcotics. The people on board were narco-terrorists, and they were operating on a known narco-trafficking transit route." He says 4 of the terrorists were killed in the strike and no U.S. forces were harmed.
Yesterday, President Trump declared drug cartels unlawful combatants and said the U.S. is now in an armed conflict with them. Trump has given a terrorist group an ultimatum.
The president says Hamas has until Sunday to agree to a proposed peace deal in Gaza, saying if it refuses, it will face more attacks. In a post on social media, the president wrote, quote, "Every country has signed on. If this last chance agreement is not reached, all hell like no one has ever seen before will break out against Hamas." Trump went on to write in all caps, "There will be peace in the Middle East, one way or the other." Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
A lot of finger-pointing, but little progress in negotiations to end the government shutdown. An update on that from CBS's Natalie Brand.
This afternoon, Senate lawmakers are set to vote again on dueling measures, with no word yet of a breakthrough.
At some point, reason, good sense, common sense has to take effect here.
Republicans insist on reopening the government first before negotiating over the enhanced health care tax credits that Democrats want.
A fire at a refinery a mile south of Los Angeles has been contained. Here's CBS News California reporter Tina Patel with details.
We just talked to the mayor of El Segundo, and he says the fire is now what he called suppressed. There's no longer visible flames either outside or inside the process unit where that fire was burning. There are still firefighters here, though. We can see them shooting water from ladders, trying to get all the hot spots.
No evacuations have been ordered. On Wall Street, less than 2 hours before the close, the Dow is up more than 0.5%. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Seattle police making an arrest in the kidnapping of a 39-year-old. We'll tell you that story in a moment. First, we need to check in with KIRO News Radio traffic, and it's brought to you by KIRO News Radio. On I-5 northbound off-ramp to 509, a disabled vehicle partially blocks the ramp. And on northbound 5 from just south of Northeast 85th, there's a disabled vehicle blocking the left lane there. Travel times include Everett to Seattle, 28 minutes. Other travel times are pretty good, too. We've got Federal Way to Seattle, 29, 16 minutes from Renton to Bellevue. The bridges a little slow eastbound on I-90 through Mercer Island. And our traffic report brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Tom Hutler. Seattle police arrested 3 people accused of kidnapping a 39-year-old man. KIRO 7 TV's El Thomas reports this started as a robbery in the Chinatown International District yesterday morning.
The victim told police 2 men and a woman offered him a ride from Spokane to the Seattle area for just $65. Well, instead of taking him to Redmond, they drove straight to Seattle. Then the driver turned, hit the man in the face with a gun, beat him up. They also stole $180 from him and a bag filled with medication and clothing. Police quickly found those suspects, arrested them. They are facing charges for robbery and kidnapping.
Recent rain making a big difference on the Bear Gulch fire. KIRO 7 TV's Lindsay Sheldon.
Mason County lifted the last evacuation orders yesterday, and this morning Upper Lake Cushman is back open. The U.S. Forest Service is still guiding people around the restricted areas. Right now, the fire has burned more than 20,000 acres. It's still 5% contained. Remember, it started in early July.
Community Transit stepping up security across Snohomish County. The agency's updated rules of conduct go into effect November 1st. The changes clarify how prohibited behaviors are handled, expands coverage to zip shuttle services, and introduces a progressive enforcement matrix. The agency says it's also on track to have a total of 35 security officers by the end of the year. Let's check your weather update now. It is brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. It's going to be dry as we head into the weekend. A few showers, sprinkles, mist, some form of precipitation, but nothing heavy and extended through the weekend. Mostly sunny Sunday after some isolated showers today and tomorrow, and a high of 66 on Sunday to wrap up your weekend. Right now, 65 downtown. I'm Tom Hutler, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
It is Fresh Fridays here on the Gee and Ursula Show, October 3rd. And also, Chef, 90 days left of 2025.
Man, that keeps going faster and faster.
It's the fourth quarter of the year. You're throwing fours up. Hey, we appreciate you hanging out with us. If you're new to the show, where you been? I'm glad you're here. And if you're always here on the show, thank you for being here all the time. Agree to Disagree is coming up next at 11:30. And if you have been listening to the show for a long time, you already know what base I'm on at 11 o'clock on a Fresh Fridays. Well, since I'm on that third base right now, heading out the stadium almost, let's get to it.
Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
It is the biggest weekend for baseball in over a generation. Playoffs, baby. The AL West champs. First pitch against the Tigers, the Detroit Tigers, is tomorrow at 5:38. That's kind of weird. How can they make it 5:35? Anyway, we have Seattle Mariners PA announcer Tom Hutler here with us. Tom, you pretty much have been ride or die with these Mariners. And you've been on this ride the entire time. How long have you been doing this?
This is my 39th year. So I've seen the lean times, which have been pretty numerous, and the good times. And this is one of the good times. So, yeah, riding high right now and really have high hopes for this club. They're just a really solid, built for the playoff type of club, I think, and hoping that this is the one.
This is your 39th year.
Yeah, I started when I was 6.
All right, well, we'll get into the playoffs, but now I'm curious now. If you're talking about 39 years, let's go back to day one. Let's go back to how did you end up with that opportunity?
Well, I have been in the radio business since literally a senior year in high school over in Spokane, Washington, and I came over here to work in 1990 and 1980, and I'd been working at a radio station, and some of the guys in the Mariners PR department knew me, and the guy who had been doing it, a guy by the name of Gary Spinell, who was on the air on KIRO 7 TV for a long time, he needed some days off, so I filled in for him, and the next year he wound up moving to Atlanta, was going to work for CNN, and so they knew that I had done it, they'd heard me do it, and they asked if I wanted to come on board permanently, so in 87 I started doing it full-time.
Wow. What was those times like? 87, talk about that.
Well, of course, it was the Kingdome, and at first there was a great deal of excitement and a great thrill because baseball to me is the best sport there is, and to be able to be involved in Major League Baseball and to watch these games in person and announce these great names like Carl Yastrzemski and Nolan Ryan and some of these guys that were coming through at that time was a real thrill. And then, the losing starts to get to you because those were, again, very lean years until we caught fire with that big year in 1995. But it had been pretty tough sledding until that point. But, and I was not a big fan of the Kingdome either. It just, it seemed like it was perfect for football because of all the noise. But baseball, it's on an artificial turf. It's covered. It seemed more like a soundstage than it did an athletic arena. And so when we got to go across the street, I was so thrilled.
I know Chef has a few questions for you, but what was it like when the kid and Ken Griffey and then playing with Dad? What was that like?
Those were amazing moments to watch, and he just continued to amaze. I remember I had gone down to spring training. I knew a bunch of the players then, and I was friends with Mark Langston, who was a pitcher for us at the time. And we were hanging out, and I said, is this Griffey guy got a chance? He goes, he's really got a chance. He's really just smoking the ball in the spring training games and in a batting practice. And the thing of it is, he doesn't even really know what he's hitting. He's like, he go, what'd you hit there? Was it a curveball? He goes, I don't know. And he was just, the ball came in, he hit it, and it went a long way. And he was just the most gifted athlete and still, in my opinion, the best baseball player I ever saw live. I mean, maybe Mays was better, I don't know. But I never saw him play live. And Griffey was just so talented. And I just remember as graceful and fast and athletic as he was when Edgar hit the double in 95, and I looked at the ball down the left field line, and I looked up to see if Griffey was coming to third, he was barely touching the ground. I'd never seen him move that fast. It was just amazing. So he had another gear that he went to in that game, and he was just an incredibly gifted athlete and could do anything.
You're hearing the voice of Mariners PA announcer Tom Hutler here on the Gee and Ursula Show.
Tom, before we get into this weekend, I think one of the coolest things about this job is getting to work with legends. And I mentioned this off the air that, folks like you and Ursula sometimes don't always like hearing, hey, I grew up listening to you. But this whole segment for me is bringing up so much nostalgia and this joy for the Mariners and for baseball that, I'll be honest, I lost for a very long time with the team, not competing for years and years.
Yeah.
For you at this point, do you still feel the magic of that postseason run, like the way that it felt for you back then?
Yeah, and it's been so infrequent for the Mariners that it's still very special and very new. We got it in 2022, but that was as a wild card. This is as the division winner, which we did in 95, 2001, or 97 and 2001. And it becomes a more special atmosphere because Major League Baseball kind of takes over for all these games. They take over the ballpark, and they have a lot to do with what goes on there. So it becomes a different atmosphere, and it's a lot more. You can tell there's just a lot more on the line on every one of these games because there's so much personnel from MLB around the ballpark, and when I announce the starting lineups tomorrow night, they all line up along the first base line and the third base line like they do at all those first games of every series, and they'll have my voice going on national TV, which is always a thrill, and you hope you don't screw up. And so it's always still special to me. And like I said, baseball has always been my favorite sport. Dave Niehaus used to say, you never will stop seeing something new in this game. There'll be something that happens you've never seen before, no matter how many games you've seen.
Look, Niehaus is a legend. Chef talks about Dave Niehaus. I didn't come up here in the Seattle area, so Chef, that was a voice of his. When you hear the name Dave Niehaus, give us a favorite story that you have that involves Dave Niehaus for you.
Well, in the Kingdom, we had an earthquake one year, and it was funny because, well, it wasn't funny, but it was scary. We were in a booth that was cantilevered out over the stand, so it wasn't built onto something solid below. It was jutting out, and so we could feel it swaying. We could see the speakers swaying, and my first instinct is to get out of there. And they said, no, you got to read this announcement. And I'm going, shh. I'm reading it very fast. And so I turned around, and Dave was sprinting by. He'd already checked out of their booth, and he was sprinting by. And I heard he had his white patent leather shoes on, and I heard him click, clicking back toward us. And I go, what happened? He goes, I forgot my cigarettes. And I don't smoke, but at the time I thought, can I borrow one?
You guys are hearing the voice of PA announcer for the Seattle Mariners, Tom Hutler.
Yeah, so moving forward to this weekend, so I have an 8-year-old son. He's bought all the way in. I said earlier this morning that I'm finally letting myself feel something and actually believe a little bit for the first time in I don't know how long. Why are people saying that this team has what it takes to make a deep postseason run?
I think it's a combination of just 1 through 26 on the roster. They have quality players. Even in 2022 and even in the other division championship teams, there were 4 to 5, maybe 6 really strong players in the lineup. But right now, I dare you to find somebody who's an easy out in that lineup. Everybody's got power. They finished third in the majors in home runs. They finished third in the majors in stolen bases. So they're fast and powerful. The pitching staff is obviously very strong. Brian Wu is doubtful for this series right now. I don't know if he's going to make it back in time for this series with Detroit or not. But I just think there's so much talent on the pitching staff. And not only is it the talent, but the charisma and the relationship to the fans that they have, particularly Julio Rodriguez and Cal Raleigh. I mean, they're just beloved, and Josh Naylor is becoming beloved already too. And Dom Canzone has his rooters. And Suarez, I mean, there's just a lot of likable guys on this team, and they enjoy playing with each other. They just have a great camaraderie on the team, too.
I got a good one for you in a sec, but before I get to it, Jim in Arlington says, hey, G, ask Tom about something cool about Safeco Field, or, it's called that then. Of course, it's called T-Mobile Park. Right now, he actually says he loves T-Mobile Park, but he wants to know something cool that you can share about the ballpark.
Let's see. They have all kinds of heated coils below the field. When they put the field in, you just think, well, they're going to plant grass or lay down this sod. But they have all just miles of tubing underneath that surface to keep the grass warm. They have heat lamps that they bring out at night when the ballpark is closed and grow particular areas of the grass where maybe it's died a little because the outfielders are standing there. I think the most interesting thing for me has always been how meticulous the grounds crew has been taking care of that ballpark. And I noticed, who was it? Philadelphia had some real bad spots on their outfield when they were playing, and like they burned or didn't water it or something. And the Mariners ballpark always looks pristine. I just think that's one of the things to me that's always been the coolest. Just walking around the corner into the booth and seeing that big green pasture out there with the patterns mowed into the grass. It's a great feeling.
Never knew that about underneath the grass.
Yeah.
I never thought about that. Never even thought. First of all, Jim, thank you for having me ask that question, because that was pretty cool. All right. This is going to put you on the spot. So I apologize in advance.
All right.
You've been doing this 39 years. So that means that when you come to the ballpark, your job is to call out the name, Julio and Cal Raleigh. In the 39 years, there has to be a favorite name that you love to announce. You can only pick one.
I'd say it was Unieski Betancourt. He was an infielder for the Mariners, and it was fun to say his name. Yeah. And there's another guy, it looked like Hiram, Hiram, but it was pronounced Iram, and his last name was Boca Chica. So he was pretty fun too.
Yeah.
I'd have to say it was a tie.
The international nature of baseball makes it challenging for the stadium announcers,
Yes,
I would imagine.
More and more so, with a lot more Asian players now coming in too. So there are pronunciation guides, but they're spelled out phonetically, and that doesn't always capture what they mean. So I'll usually, if I have any doubt at all, I'll talk to one of the broadcasters of the visiting team and ask them how they say that name. So.
And then I'm sure you be practicing at night and stuff like that, right?
Well, I get there early before the first game of a homestand. So I'll go. We've already seen Detroit this year, but they've picked up a couple new players by either trade or minor league call-ups or things like that. So I want to make sure, like I said, I'll get to announce them on national TV tomorrow. I want to make sure I say their names right so that their mom and dad back in Schenectady aren't upset that the announcer said their kid's name wrong.
Before you go, what is different about this season? Now, look, I get it. They've been finally get over the hump, but we are going to, people, at least me, my main man, Nick, Chef, a lot of fans, we are actually going into it with the expectation like, oh, it's World Series, baby.
Mm-hmm.
How has the Mariners, how have they really changed the way we feel about this team?
Well, as I mentioned, I think it's a deep team that has a great connection to the community, and that's something the Mariners have always tried to foster, is a connection with the community. But it helps to have superstar players. I mean, you've got Cal Raleigh and Julio, who are two of the best in the game on your club, and really good pitchers, including Brian Wu, who was an all-star. And you've got like some other supplemental pieces who are also very good and also very relatable to the fans. And Randy Rosarena is another one. I didn't mention that earlier, but the fans love him. He loves the fans. He loves interacting with the fans. And I just think it's been just a little dash of magic and a little dash of good fortune, but also a lot of talent and a lot of hard work. And I know that Dan, having his first full year as the manager, has busted his tail to make sure they got every opportunity. Like today, we had scrimmages yesterday and the day before. The scrimmage on Wednesday was at 2 p.m. The scrimmage yesterday was at 5. The reason being, he wanted to simulate what it would be like if they played an afternoon game, if they played an evening game, and tonight they're doing a workout. So once they found out tomorrow night's game against Detroit, it's going to be at 5:38. He's holding the workout tonight at 5:30. So that any shadows on the field and things of that nature, they're used to it. They replicate the game situation as much as they can. So they're leaving no stone unturned.
Tom, man, I'm glad we got to talk to you today because this is exciting. I'm looking forward to it. So will you be at the ballpark both Saturday and Sunday?
I'll be there tonight too for the workout. We have to do a rehearsal for the thing tomorrow, and then I'll be there Saturday, Sunday. I'll be there Tuesday because we're doing watch parties.
Yeah.
So Tuesday and if needed Wednesday.
Okay, do me a favor before you go. I know I'm just a little weird. Can you do me a favor and do this? I need you to announce me coming in playing center field. I need you to announce Chef coming in playing shortstop. And I need you to Nick, what position you want to play?
I'll play catcher.
Okay, yeah, catcher. Nick wants to play catcher. It doesn't matter the order. Go ahead and get the announcement.
Now playing shortstop, it's Nick. And at catcher... No, wait, you were the shortstop. I got it mixed up.
That's all good.
All right.
It already sounds good.
The catcher is Chef, and now playing center field, number 44, Gee Scott.
Yes.
Do people ever ask you to do their voicemail greetings?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. I'm on Cameo too, so I do some of those things.
Rad. Oh, get a little happy birthday. Yeah. Hey, thanks, Tom.
Hey, thank you
Appreciate you. All right, Chef, I got to go find Brandon Mebane and his family. They're looking for parking. I got to go find them.
Okay.
So the goal is in the next, but this whole break, I'm going to spend that time. I can't read your text messages, but they're going to come in studio and hang out with us at 11:30, and we'll get to ask them Seahawk questions. Do all that next. Gee Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes,
the Northwest's trusted news source, KIRO Newsradio.
Police in Federal Way are investigating what appears to be a car explosion.
KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey is live from the neighborhood.
I can't tell you enough how crazy this scene is here.
Coverage you depend on.
A massive police presence in Kent.
From voices you know and trust.
We have an active fire inside one of these buildings here.
KIRO Newsradio. On 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
This March, Wendy's is fueling the madness with amazing deals on their hamburgers made with fresh, never frozen beef.
Like a juicy Dave's single for $1 and a fresh $2 Dave's double with in-app offer.
It's such a good deal, we wrote a little ditty about it.
Get it for $1. Dave's single, order in the app. Dave's single, get it for $1. Choose wisely, choose Wendy's official hamburger March Madness.
Limited time offer. Participating U.S. Wendy's. See offer details and redeem at Wendy's app. Account registration required. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S. and Alaska.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
I'll be honest, retirement is not that far away from me. And while I've done a lot of things to prepare, I've never really stopped to ask, am I doing everything right? Hi, this is Ursula Reutin. When I eventually retire, I want to travel the world. I want to spend more time with my family, hopefully grandkids. I want to leave something behind for the next generation, and that is where Trajan Wealth comes in. They're fiduciary advisors, family-owned and veteran-led. They're going to sit down with me, review what I have, and help me make smart, tactical investments for growth that still fit my comfort level and my timeline. When you work with the advisors at Trajan Wealth, you can be confident they're looking out for your best interests. To find out how they can help you, call Trajan Wealth today at 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300, or go to TrajanWealth.com. That's Trajan, spelled Trajan. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor, paid advertisement.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
What if you had the smartest Wi-Fi? If you did, it'd be Xfinity, of course, and it'd come with their best state-of-the-art equipment. It would boost speeds to the devices that needed them most, prioritizing your most important connections, whether you were streaming, gaming, or gaming while pretending to work. And it would let you stream 4. That's right, 4 games on one screen. It would even power your mobile connection so you could bring faster, secure Wi-Fi speeds with you where you use it most. It would be proactive and fix problems before you knew you had them. Impressive, right? And it would have security features that protect you from threats at home and online. Kinda like a force field for your life. If you had the smartest Wi-Fi, well, everything would work together seamlessly to keep you connected, no matter what. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply.
Do you know someone whose everyday actions make Washington stronger? Someone whose care, service, and connection lift us all. They're Washington's community champions, and WSECU wants to celebrate them this fall. Steve Rabel here. WSECU has been serving Washington since 1957, and they're the only credit union named Forbes' Best Credit Union 5 years running. Now it's your turn to get in the game. Nominate your Washington Community Champion today at mynorthwest.com/champion.
Hey, this is Pete from Home Matters. Tune in this weekend when we'll talk with local business owners about everything in and around your home. Join us on Saturdays from 2 to 3 right here on KIRO News Radio, or listen to the podcast on mynorthwest.com.
Hey man, gaining weight, low energy, lost drive? It could be your testosterone. Revive Men's Health Washington helps men get their edge back. Meet Tyler, Revive Men's Health Director of Operations.
When men start treatment, it's not just their labs that change. You see it in their posture, their energy, and how they walk into the room. That's why I do what I do.
Call 206-529-1111 now to book your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation. That's 206-529-1111. Or schedule anytime at revivemenshealth.com.
Care Partners Senior Living is growing. Amanda here. We are very excited to introduce our newest communities in Port Orchard, Sumner, and North Creek Bothell, bringing compassionate, quality care at an affordable price, closer to more of you. Visit carepartnersliving.com today.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
If you're a veteran struggling with your monthly bills, VA loan expert Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage has some good news for you.
Rates have dropped recently, and this could be a great time for our veterans to think about a cash-out refinance to get out of your high-interest rate debt. For example, one of our clients had a 2.25% VA loan, but he owed more than $155,000 on credit cards and a home equity loan. So we paid off all of that debt and replaced his mortgage with a VA cash-out refinance. And the new VA loan saved him $1,268 per month. So give us a call and see if a VA cash-out refi can help save you money. And remember, with a VA loan, you can buy a home with no money down.
And you can help non-veterans as well.
That's right. If you have a conventional loan, we'll run the numbers and see if we can help save you money, too.
Honest advice you can trust from the VA loan experts, Best Mortgage. Call now, 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Tom Hutler, and right now we're looking at Seattle police arresting 3 people who were accused of kidnapping a 39-year-old man. KIRO 7 TV's Elle Thomas reports this started as a robbery in the Chinatown International District yesterday morning.
The victim told police 2 men and a woman offered him a ride from Spokane to the Seattle area for just $65. Well, instead of taking him to Redmond, they drove straight to Seattle. Then the driver turned, hit the man in the face with a gun, beat him up. They also stole $180 from him and a bag filled with medication and clothing. Police quickly found those suspects, arrested them. They are facing charges for robbery and kidnapping.
The latest U.S. military strike killed 4 people on top of the 17 killed in 3 previous attacks. Linda Kenyon, CBS News editor at the White House, has more.
This is the 4th deadly American strike in the region since President Trump declared drug traffickers to be unlawful combatants, requiring the use of military force against them. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt called this action entirely justified.
The vessels have been assessed by the U.S. intelligence community to be affiliated with designated terrorist organizations engaged at the time in trafficking illicit drugs to our country.
This latest U.S. military strike killed 4 people, on top of the 17 killed in the 3 previous attacks. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
We're on day 3 of the government shutdown now. Still no signs of an agreement on a spending bill. Washington Congressman Adam Smith says Democrats' demands go beyond extending Obamacare subsidies. Smith telling CNN he wants to ensure President Trump sticks to the budget that Congress approves.
And the president has made it very clear, if he decides he doesn't want to follow that, he just won't. So I think there is some reason to believe that maybe Republicans will stand up for Congress. Forget Democrats.
Trump has called the shutdown an unprecedented opportunity to make sweeping cuts to federal agencies. Well, the Mariners face off against the Tigers. Game 1 of the American League Division Series tomorrow night. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey met some excited Mariners fans yesterday.
It's October baseball, and it's here in Seattle. The Mariners' postseason theme is Seize the Moment, something many M's fans hope they do all the way to the World Series.
I said it opening day. Everybody laughed at me.
Very good season for Mariners and Cal Raleigh.
They got the mojo right now, so they're living that, and they're giving everybody of Seattle or Mariner fans the experience of having that mojo back.
Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
And right now, let's take a look at your traffic as we check in with Nate Connors.
Hey, thanks, Tom. This report brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino. Over in Mercer Island, we've got a crash eastbound 90 right in that work zone at East Mercer Way. It's blocking your right lane. That leaves 2 lanes open at the scene, and you're backed up bumper to the Mercer Tunnel. Seattle to Bellevue will take you about 20 minutes. Here in Seattle, South 5 is packed through Northgate. You'll break free once you get into the U District. Linwood to Seattle plan on 25 minutes. We have our backup northbound 167 through Pacific, where we have lane restrictions. In Federal Way, North 5 is crowded between the Fife Curve and State Route 18. It's 15 minutes between Tacoma and Federal Way. And Tacoma to Olympia is a 45-minute commute. You've got a 2 to 3 mile backup past the JBLM main gate. Everywhere else, we're looking pretty good. The Emerald Queen Casino is the entertainment capital of the Northwest, the best place to watch all your favorite sports, featuring wall-to-wall viewing screens, kiosks, and more. Be there at emeraldqueen.com.
Weather update now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Drier as we head into the weekend. You still will see an isolated shower, maybe some mist or drizzle, but mostly it'll be clouds and some sun breaks. Highs in the mid-60s each day, mostly sunny on Sunday. Currently 55 downtown. I'm Tom Hutler, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Oh, you hear the music. You know what time it is. Come on now. It's the Seattle Seahawks play. They're 3-1. Go and play against those Buccaneers on Sunday. But we had to do a little something. We didn't have to just bring in a legend, a top 50 Seahawks candidate, and also Super Bowl champion, brings in his whole family. Brandon Meebane is in the building. Good morning, Bane.
What's going on, man? How you doing, G?
Oh, good. It's good. So you didn't come by yourself today. I need you to properly introduce everyone here that's in the building with you.
Okay, this is my wife right here, Amina.
Okay, your better half. Okay.
She also was a prosecutor at King County Court for about 6-7 years. Right?
Wait, she was?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know it was that long.
Oh yeah. So when we first met, I mean, you know the story. She, I've been knowing her pretty much my whole life.
Yeah.
I ran up on her. Swag was very, very right.
Right.
And she put out her card and said, "If you ever need any legal trouble, holler at me." I was like, what?
Wait, time out. Hold on.
Yeah.
So you go and you step to her, and you said what you had to say.
Yeah.
You was looking good, and Amina says to you, "Hey, if you ever need any legal trouble, here's my card."
Yeah, and I was, it didn't really dawn on me until later on that night. I was like, wait a minute, like, am I? Do I look like a criminal? Because I had some jewelry on,
Right.
had a neck piece on,
Right.
watch everything, but hey. And then right here, so we got our little one. It's our COVID baby, 2020.
2020.
This is Milvana Mebane.
Okay.
Right? We named her after my wife, mother. If you looked at the side-by-side pictures.
They look alike.
They look just alike.
Okay.
This is our oldest. This is Mahaley Marie Mebane.
Okay.
She was born here.
Okay.
2014 at Bellevue Hospital.
Okay.
All right. She was born here.
So she's from here.
She's
Okay.
pretty much here,
Yeah.
born and raised.
Yeah.
And then this is Makai right here. This is my son.
Okay.
He was almost born here, but, contracts and negotiation, stuff happens.
Right.
And, we had to pack it up and leave. Man.
Okay, you had to pack it up and leave.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Okay, so if we could just tilt that microphone, let's see. So because I got a question for Mahaley. I definitely got a question for you. We got to turn that microphone on. If you can just tilt that microphone down, I got to really. Here we go, and then come closer to the microphone so I can ask you these questions. First of all, thank you for coming here on the show. I need to ask this: do you know why you and your family are here in Seattle?
I think to celebrate my dad on being the top 50 players for Seahawks.
Do you know that your dad was really good at football at one point?
I mean,
tell me what you tell.
I'm kind of surprised. Like, I didn't know, like, he was, like, that good.
Right.
But
wait, wait a minute, man. Why are you surprised that your dad was good at football?
I don't know, actually.
When you see your dad, does he not look like he would be good at football?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, babe, you brought the whole family. Now, I got to ask you, what does it mean to you? You come in here, you coming to be honored. You're one of the top 50 voted on by the players, the fans, coaches, and all those things. What does it mean to you to be named top 50?
Man, it's an honor, man. It's a blessing, man. Just want to thank God, thank my family, thank all the fans, and everybody who voted for me. It's interesting. In my position, playing nose tackle, right, is one of those positions to where you don't really people don't really see like what you actually really do, right? For example, with the DBs, right, they might get an interception, and it's like a play you can see like right in the middle of the field, right? But the play that I would make, it's like in between the trenches, a lot of fighting, a lot of pushing, a lot of tugging, to where you won't really like see, and a lot of things that I did on the field is not like stats. It's not like baseball.
Right.
Now, if it was like baseball and they took stats for everything, then it'd be a whole nother like ball game.
Right.
But it's an honor, man. I'm definitely appreciative. I'm blessed, and thankfully, my family is here to see this, and man, it's an honor.
So how come your kid? How do you tell your kids about your football career? Because obviously your oldest is like, she's shocked that you were even good at football. How do you have this conversation about what you used to do for a living?
They don't understand. They see it and be like, Daddy, when you go to work, like what do you do? Like, because a lot of the kids that they go to school with, they kids, they drop them off at work, and I was like, I got a business. I teach high school, NFL, college football players how to watch film.
Right.
As my business is called Elevate Your Football IQ.
Right.
So we just focus on film study and just try to elevate, the mind of a football player to try to help them make a play before the play even happened.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you're listening to the voice of Super Bowl legend, Super Bowl champion Brandon Mebane here on the Gee and Ursula Show. And Amina, I'm going to need you to get to that other microphone in a second. But first, while you're getting over there, I want to ask you this, Bane. So what do you do? during retirement? Your kids ask you, why don't you go to work? What do you do during the day? Because I think you do a lot of dropping off of the kids, picking up of the kids,
Snacks.
making breakfast for the kids, snacks for the kids.
So my wife, she do the heavy itinerary scheduling and all that stuff, right? 'Cause people don't know, man, when I was playing, I was born in 85, right? So this is reasonable.
Okay.
So by the time I retired, I never sent the email until I was like 36, right?
Oh.
Yeah, because, you think about it, when I was in high school, I graduated 2003, emailing wasn't like, and then by the time I got to college, UC Berkeley, we didn't have to email our academic advisor sent all the emails and stuff like that, right?
Right.
So when I got in the NFL, it was like, really not gonna send no emails because it's not, what I'm gonna send, who am I gonna send an email to?
Right.
And so thank God for my wife, man. She.
So the thing is, Bane, when you retired,
right?
Because everybody know he went to. He tells you all the time he went to UC Berkeley down there. When you retired, you had not graduated yet. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
So when you retired, you done well. You had a 13-year career.
Right.
By the way, less than 5% of NFL players play 13 years, just so you guys know just how special that is. So you go to graduate.
Right.
What made you go back to school to go get a college education?
It was real based off of competitions because when we moved into our house, my wife put all her accolades, her college degrees, her University of Washington law degree, and her barristers, her little competitions she won as a lawyer at UW. And I was like, okay, I'm going to hang my academic stuff up. And I was like, wait a minute, I only have a high school diploma. Right. So I was like, man, so what happened, we found, the NFL Trust, and we contacted UC Berkeley, and we went through the process, and they was like, man, my wife, before it all, started, my wife was like, man, how many classes you think you have left? I said, I probably got about 3 or 4, maybe about 10 units left.
Yeah.
So we called an academic advisor, and the lady was like, man, you got 36 units left, right? And so that was like a total of I want to say 12 classes.
Right.
And so this is during COVID. So I didn't have to step foot in the classroom at all because it was all Zoom online.
Yeah.
So I did the classes through UC Berkeley, and I started 2021, and then I graduated in 2023. So it took me about 2 years.
Okay, we got to take a quick break, and when we come back, I want to hear from Amina Mebane. And the reason why is because Bane told us a quick story about how they met. And when he showed up and stepped to her, she said, hey, if you're ever in trouble, here's my card. Now, if she was a prosecutor for the King County, yes, right here, King County. So finally, this is the day I get to hear her side of the story. We do all that next. Gee Ursula.
KIRO Newsradio is right there with you.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
On your smart speaker before you head out the door.
We continue to be in recovery mode on northbound I-5.
Watch live on YouTube or the KIRO Newsradio app.
Newfangled idea of having to see the people while they're talking.
The office, the gym, wherever you are.
Get on the YouTube channel. The whole gang's there.
KIRO Newsradio. 97.3 FM, powered by MyNorthwest.com.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
It's hard to be a homeowner, we know. Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state. American Crawl, the heroes you call. Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
Hey, it's John Curley with some great news. If your home's heating or cooling is uneven, noisy, or expensive, listen up. The Quilt Ductless Heat Pump System from Home Comfort Alliance is changing the game. It gives you room-by-room control and next-gen efficiency, so you're only heating where you need it. That means real comfort and real savings, and every Quilt system qualifies for max tax credits. Trusted for 50 years. Call the comfort people today at HomecomfortAlliance.com.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Brandon Mebane and his beautiful family are in town, as you all know. Brandon Mebane is being honored. He is one of 50. They are honoring the top 50 anniversary team. That's going to be happening, and Brandon Mebane is in studio right now. Now, before the break, I had explained, and so actually Bane explained that the first time he approached his wife-to-be, he approached her, and he felt he had the swag going. But at the time, his wife-to-be just so happened to be a prosecuting attorney with King County. So she says to him, after he says everything he has to say, here's my card if you're ever in need or any trouble. So I've always gotten Bane's side of thing. It is now finally time to hear from Amina. Amina, what happened?
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, let me set the record straight.
Come on, closer. There we go.
I was actually a second-year law student, so I wasn't a prosecuting attorney yet.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I went out it was spring break with some of my law school friends, and we went to this little lounge called Ibiza. I don't think it's still here, but
nope.
Anyways, we were over just doing our own thing, and I look across the room and I see this big guy with another big guy waving at me, and I'm like, who waves to someone from across the club? So I literally I did like a little shoe motion.
By the way, just so you all paint the picture, Brandon B. Bain was with Red Bryant when he was waving. Okay, Amina, go ahead.
And I'm like, what? Who is this guy? So I literally just kind of did that over my shoulder.
Shoot him away. Okay.
Shoot him away, yeah. So I'm talking to my girlfriends, and then I feel this hot air on my neck. And I'm like, what is that?
Right.
And I turn around, and this big guy was standing, hovering over me. And he's like, you're Amina Jefferson, and you went to Audubon Middle School. You were on the Cal DS team. And I'm like, who are you? Security help. I was like, who is this stalker? So anyways, we started talking. I'm like, oh, wow, he's from the same place that I'm from, and we know the same people. And this is really cool because I was new to Seattle, fairly new. And, it can be a bit isolating when you move to a new city. So I'm like, wow, he's from my hood, where I'm from.
Okay.
So, yeah, we get to talking, and then, I just gave him my little law school business card and was like, if you get any legal trouble.
So at the end, you didn't plan on ever seeing this guy again?
Not really. I just was like, holler at me. But you know what? He texted me that night. I'm like, dang, that quick? I was like, you in trouble that quick? It was a few months, too, of me just, saying.
And here you are today, beautiful family. I got to ask this. You are here knowing that the city of Seattle, the Seattle Seahawks, are honoring your husband. We're talking about top 50 of all-time anniversary team. What does it mean to you to see your husband honored, and what does it mean to you to see that he had a successful 13-year NFL career?
It is truly awesome. Gosh, it makes me emotional just thinking about, all that he's been through, all that we've been through as a family, and just seeing him get this very special recognition means a lot to us. Like he was saying, as a nose tackle, it's hard sometimes to get recognition. You're not making interceptions or, doing the visible stuff. So for him to be recognized and honored as one of the top 50 Seahawks of all time, that's a big deal. And it's even more special that our kids get to see this because they were either not around or very little at the time when he was playing.
Right. Okay, so we got to ask one more thing. Kai, what do you got to say? What do you got for us? First of all, I'll ask you this, Kai. We only got a few minutes. Kai, what does it mean for you to see your father be honored this weekend? Okay.
Are you excited?
Okay. Kai, are you excited? Okay. No. Okay. All right. Hey, I'm excited for you, Kai. I'm excited. And little one, I got to make sure you got your snacks. How are you liking the Skittles that you're eating right now? They're yummy. The Skittles are yummy? Okay. Yep. Okay. We weren't worried about the candy. All right. Really quick, let's get to our words to live by.
In honor of the Mariners this weekend and for all the fans who've been waiting for this playoff moment, this is from writer Anne Lamott. Hope begins in the dark. The stubborn hope that if you just show up and try to do the right thing, the dawn will come. And baby, I see the sun poking out.
Come on now. All right, let's check in. Nick always wraps up the show. Nick!
Well, everybody's counting down the minutes and the hours for a weekend that we haven't seen in decades near these towers, with a Sounders match and Seahawks game to play part of the role, while the Mariners take the cape for topping all our winning goals. So let's go Sounders, Hawks, and M's before they hit the field, while we're hoping Monday comes around with wins locked in and sealed. I think this is the calm before the storm, so fingers crossed.
Love it, Nick. Before you go, Bang, we got about 45 seconds, and in that 45 seconds, what do you like? What do you like about this Seahawks team this season?
Man, what I like about the Seahawks team, I feel like the team is being built from interior and on out.
Okay.
I think they're definitely investing in up front on both sides of the ball. And as we can see, like I said, the interior up front on both sides of the ball are two positions to where it's not like stat driven. But me being a fan and played, I can actually see like the growth of the team, right? I believe that's how you build a team, is from inside out. And I'm loving it, man. I'm loving the connection that the quarterback is having with the receivers.
Right.
Also, we talked about using the tight end more.
Yeah.
Man, look for this Sunday. I think the tight ends are going to have a big impact.
Brandon Mebane and other 49 others will be honored here at the Seahawk game. Thanks, Bane, for coming in. Thank you to your beautiful family for coming in. The Jake and Spike Show is coming in next. Talk to you guys next week. Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you had as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
And now, Tales of Another Way. You've got your same old playlist, but another song about a breakup is just a downer. 2 minutes in your music app, and now you're groovin', man. Sometimes another way is the better way, like the new SR 509 Expressway, the alternate route that'll help manage congestion on I-5 and other local roads. It's tolling now, and you can save $2 per toll with a Good-to-Go pass. Get a free sticker pass at goodtogo509.com.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
Contractors and heavy equipment operators, get ready for a big one. The James D. Murphy Company brings you the huge Marysville Heavy Equipment, Contractors Equipment, Trucks, and Vehicles online auction. And bidding is underway now. On the auction block, 10 excavators, including a 2021 Komatsu PC88MR and a 2018 Komatsu PC238, a 2017 Komatsu WA320-8 wheel loader, a 2003 John Deere 770 OCH motor grader, plus 4 backhoes, 3 reach lifts, and 4 boom lifts. There's 5 dump trucks, including a 2015 Peterbilt 367 Super Solo and 2 Western Star quad-axle roll-off trucks, and much more. Preview all equipment Tuesday, October 7th and Wednesday, October the 8th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our Marysville Yard, 3803 136th Street Northeast in Marysville. Get all details now at murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com.
From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9257. 800-505-9257. 800-505-9257.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. North